Okay, clicked on to the Wednesday night evening weather pattern update, and I appreciate everybody who's been checking in throughout the winter following the storms. It's been a lot of fun to get this blog going. And before I get into the details, for those of you who really don't want to listen to me talk for the next 5 minutes, because I'm going to make this video a little bit longer because there's a lot to talk about. Basically, this cold weather is here to stay for at least the next 2 weeks, and we could see multiple shots at snow. I personally think we could see a significant snowstorm in this period, but the polar vortex is going to be sitting over eastern Canada, and it's doing nothing but funneling in cold air. So buckle up. It's not going to get warm anytime soon. Now, for the more detailed part of this discussion. Basically, I like to show this. I'll start from the top and then work my way down to the surface, because you can't just look at a surface map for a model because there's so many errors in surface maps far out. You have to look at what's going on at, say, 18,000 feet, and then work your way down and see, okay, how could the surface map correct? So this is basically at 16,000 feet in the atmosphere. It shows areas of cold and areas of warm based on blue and red. I want you to really focus on this period. I'm really looking at next Tuesday, okay? Look what's going on here, okay? This is pretty significant. You have basically a big ridge over the west coast. You have actually a jet stream that's split, as you can see by these two positives right here. You have a southern stream that's active, as seen by the blue down here. You have something that we like to see called a 50-50 low, meaning this low pressure center at 18,000 feet is at 50 north, 50 west. And that's actually an indication that we could see is a storm. A lot of storms we've had historically, if you study this stuff, that 50-50 low has been present. There's a ridge that's popping up in the west, and all you need to do is have the timing of the energy combined on the east coast. Now this map is at, anywhere from 15 to 18,000 feet. So any negative you see here, negative meaning cooler colors, the surface low would be to the right of that, because we don't live at 18,000 feet. Now I want to show you this starts to frame a discussion for what I think could happen over the next 10 days. Okay, let's look at the jet stream at this time. Here's a jet stream. Now there's 3 jet streams involved. You have the southern jet stream, as seen right here. You have a split jet here, so you basically have the Pacific jet coming down like this. And you have the polar vortex, which is this little circular area here, funneling in disturbance after disturbance after disturbance. What I think could possibly happen next week is that these 3 jet streams find a way to line up. And you can see there's hints of it on this diagram. You see here's 1, 2, 3. Now these are combining offshore, so it doesn't give us a surface storm inland, but we've seen time and time again all winter how these models 5 days out have no clue what's going to really happen with the energy. So let's take a look at the energy. Let's go to 5,000 feet. Let's look at the disturbances in the atmosphere at that time. So this is currently, okay, let's go on a little trip here over the next 5 days. So I'll tell you when to start looking. So here's our first disturbance right here. This could give an area of light snow starting Friday night into Saturday, into our area. We could see some snow squalls, so don't be surprised to see some accumulation. Right behind that, again, here's the polar vortex. It keeps spinning in disturbances. Oh, I'm sorry. Right behind that, you have another disturbance right here. Now, this is something that could give us a little bit of a low pressure system as well for late in the weekend. So don't be surprised Sunday into Monday you see some light snow as well. I don't think this is going to dig too far and give us a significant storm for Sunday into Monday. The chance is there, yes, but I think this bigger disturbance on its heels back in here is really what could cause some problems. And the maps don't show it yet, but I'm going to tell you why. So keep a focus on this little disturbance up here. You can see it starts to dive down. Okay, here's a very active southern stream as seen by these green and blue colors. Okay, now to get a big storm, you want to see these two streams merge. Now all winter long, the reason why the storm we had yesterday was not predicted well in advance is because the models take this energy that dives down, they keep it too shallow, they don't dig it deep enough, they underestimate the strength of the Arctic air, and they also don't consolidate it, so they shear it out. That's exactly what the model's doing here. So by the time it doesn't phase in, but by the time it tries to phase in, everything's offshore. So basically what you have is you have a storm that's developing, 200 miles out to sea. And it's not an impressive storm because it's not tight enough. Now, here's what's different now compared to what we've been having over the last month. Take a look at this. This shows basically humidity values in the upper atmosphere. Notice all this green here. Notice all this green here. This tells me that the southern stream is getting active again. Okay, so you combine moisture from the northern and southern stream, that could spell trouble. So that's why I keep looking at this period. And again, the period I'm referencing here is going to be the period right here. And this is on Wednesday of next week. I think that's our shot, somewhere between, say, Tuesday to Thursday. I think something can pop up. Now, nothing's guaranteed, of course. I mean, the models don't show anything. But it's something I'm going to keep my eye on, especially over the next few days. Keep that in mind. Let's see if the model has an error in it. Let's see if he's actually correct so we get something to blow up here. Other than that, just real quick, moving along the period, so past the time frame, I'm trying to look at a bigger storm. You can see the pattern starts to change a little bit. I think we're going to go into a pattern entering February that's more coast-to-coast cold. We don't just see a big ridge in the west and a trough in the east. So there'll probably be a little bit of relief in temps in early February. I personally think the Super Bowl is going to be fine, seasonable. I mean, I don't see a storm at this point. I know people might speculate that. I'm not seeing that. But that's basically it. I think winter, again, we have a 35 to 40-day period of extreme winter coming up, and I really want to keep my eye on Wednesday of next week. So keep checking in, and as always, you'll have detailed updates.